Hi, I'm Dr. Langley with Pine Ridge Family Medicine. Not too much to talk about today, but I've been experimenting with macros a little bit with my diet, and I wanted to share my experience so far with you, dear watchers. Um, so I don't have too much of a history of struggling with weight, but everyone has a weight that they'd rather be at usually than what they currently are, whether that's higher or lower. And I like to experiment with different the various diet strategies out there. I've tried just basic calorie counting with MyFitnessPal before. I've tried a little bit of Trim Healthy Mama, and I recently read about macros, and I had some weight that I wanted to lose, so I thought I'd give it a try. My favorite way to track what I'm eating is still MyFitnessPal. It's a very popular one. It's the one I hear about from my patients the most often, so that's what I stick with. And I signed up for their 30 days of free premium MyFitnessPal-ness so that I could adjust my macros, and read a little bit about that from various websites and what my macros should be, and ended up using a calculator on ifitfitsyourmacros.com, but it's the abbreviation. It's ifym.com to help me figure out what my macros might be, and it still gives me a shockingly weird numbers from what you expect. It's a lot higher calories than I would have expected, as well as much higher protein than I would have, and actually everything is higher than I expected it to be. Um, but the proportion, then I started tracking what I was actually eating before I was trying to adjust my macros to be better. And man, I was just shocked. Like, I was just eating zero protein and an enormous amount of carbs and an enormous amount of fat. So, oops, that should be there. Like, an enormous amount of carbs and an enormous amount of fat, and like no protein in my diet at all. So that was very eye-opening, and something that you might consider looking at just to get an idea of what your diet is like right now, because fat has a lot more calories per gram than protein or carbs do, and that can really add up over time. So even though I'm a big fan of eating healthy fats and eating some fat in your diet to help you feel full, it was too much and not enough protein. So I've started doing more looking into what kind of proteins fit better into my diet. I was eating salads with a chicken breast every day for a while, but man, those chicken breasts are expensive. So today I had homemade chili with ground beef and lots of beans and other vegetables, and that was just so rich and full of protein. So I'm looking forward to that being more reasonable to help with achieving the macro guidance that I was given from ifitfitsyourmacros.com. So really, that's what I would like my diet to look more like, a little bit more balanced with a little bit less carbs, a little bit less fat, and a lot more protein. But I'm finding how hard it is to do that. Most things that are high in protein are also high in fat that I like to eat. So eggs, yeah, high in fat as well as protein. Even things like roasted chickpeas that I really enjoy as a snack are still high in carbs as well as have some protein. So it's an ongoing journey for me to figure out what helps me to feel the best, as well as be healthy and in a decent shape and able to exercise and do the things with my kids that I want to do. But I enjoy trying them, not only because it benefits my life and my family, but also that I can relate to my patients and you more. So if you have any experiences with macros that you want to share or tips for me, I would appreciate that. Mostly I'm still looking for ways to bump up my protein at this point, and see how that makes me feel. So those are my goals. Follow along. I'll try to post little what my future experiences are, and if I actually get to my goal macros ever. It's challenging for sure. But don't give up, and if you're having in a rut, try to find ways to hack your own life, hack your own habits. I've also been reading Tiny Habits and been posting about it on my blog, on my business Pine Ridge Family Medicine blog, a little bit about every chapter that I read about from that, and that's been helping me to realize just how much of a little mini computer I am, really, how much I respond to little celebrations, even just in my own head. When I do something successful, that really helps me to do that again, instead of saying, well, of course you should have done that. It was so easy to drink that extra cup of water instead of drinking that soda. Why didn't you do that in the first place all along? No one needs that negativity in your life. So make sure that you are doing what I'm trying to do right now too, with celebrating even the small victories. You actually remembered to drink all the water you were supposed to that day. You're awesome. Don't roll your eyes and say you should have been doing that all along. Give yourself a pat on the back, an A for the day, a gold star, a mini celebration, a woohoo, a jumping up and down, whatever sounds good to you. And check out this book that I'm reading, Tiny Habits, by I believe Dr. Fogg, or some other book that inspires you and helps you to become more of the person that you want to be. And in the meantime, check out my other videos here and be sure to subscribe to this station, to this channel, so that you can find out when we get updates. Thanks for watching.